Hi everyone, welcome to Intuitive Talks, where I your host. I intuit, you intuit. We all intuit, and I'm just connecting the dots while also just remembering memory. So today I'm doing my seasonal feelings recording in respect of the season, and that will be the season of Capricorn, and this will be part two of that recording. Um, I didn't want to do a part two because I was already kind of struggling with part one, but I mean, it made sense. And I was just saying, Capricorn season made me feel the opposite way of how I should feel, and actually made me feel, of course, the way I supposed to feel. And I don't know why I'm struggling to speak. Usually when I start recording, I'm able to speak things that I never thought I'll be able to speak. It's rarely a time, or I never have a time where I'm struggling and then I turn on like the recorder or the camera and then I'm really struggling. No, not really. But you know, with Capricorn, it seems like I am. And this is not me being, you know, it's not me being shy. Anyway, basically, I listen to my feelings a lot. Like, my feelings as a woman. I was feeling like ending situations, but even as I'm ending situations, I'm happy when I revisit those situations that I thought, ended. But that could be for any season. It's just that this is one of the seasons where it was profound, where I wasn't, I kind of was not really feeling forgiving. You understand? Like I didn't, meaning I didn't have that spirit of forgiveness. That's what I meant to say. So it was very apparent, even though I tried to stay to myself. During the Christmas season, I was by myself. During the New Year season, I was by myself. I really felt mostly by myself. But it's not like I don't usually feel like that on a regular basis. I do feel like that on a regular basis. But I was like, how you say, like, I think Drake is called in my feelings, called in my feelings or in my feelings. So it was not really pathetic like how, like that song, like Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, and I want you. Not like that, but yeah, I was in my feelings. I was really processing my feelings. And like when you're dealing with your gut feelings, that is really what I was dealing with during the Capricorn season. Um, in a good and a bad way, because a lot of times, I mean, from the beginning, you understand. I felt that I could be nice about expressing my feelings, being, nice no matter what. But then towards the middle and towards the end, actually towards the end, I didn't want to continue to allow people to think that just because I forgive them, or just because I act like I'm forgiving them, because I didn't really forgive them. I just tried to move on. I don't want them to feel as though that they could, that I wouldn't end situations, which is really hard for me to end situations, which is why I guess, Capricorns, Capricorn season wanted to teach me that lesson of ending things. No matter if I feel good or if I feel bad about a situation, if it needs to end, it needs to end. So I thank God is coming to me. A lot of times, like I was trying to say, the same thing I just said. I don't know how to end situations because I feel like I need to be nice. And I feel like that is what Capricorn does. And I don't really feel like it's Cancer, because Cancer makes it in such a way that you won't even be able to tolerate it. So these were the feelings I was fighting with. I was fighting with, okay, I can't tolerate this as a woman. I can't tolerate it as, you know, feeling like a Cancer. And feelings like these feelings is a Cancer. You understand? I can't tolerate certain stuff. It was like some things, like if I came in the room, you understand, and you know, the smell, I couldn't tolerate it, and other times I could. And I think Capricorn will be able to tolerate that, you understand, for so long while being themselves, but a Cancer wouldn't. So I would just spray. I'll spray. I found myself towards the beginning of Capricorn season a lot that I would, you know, when I come in the room, I just didn't like the smell of it. And that's, I don't want to say it's unlike me. It was just more profound. It was more intense during this Capricorn season. I started to really feel like a Cancer. So, you know, that's what I was really dealing with. Cancer, you know, made me to really understand that I can deal with certain things, but Capricorn made me feel like, okay, I have to be in certain situations. What do I do if I have to? You understand? If I have to, because if it's Cancer, maybe I have the luxury of saying, no, I'm not going to tolerate this. I can't tolerate this. Matter of fact, I won't tolerate this because I can't tolerate it. You understand? Now you meet with Capricorn, which is the season where it's like, okay, in the event that you must be in a situation, meaning you must pay off your karmic debt, you have to do it. Whether you are in a toxic situation or not, it has to be done. And, you know, the lesson has to be learned. You understand? And it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's a dilemma, but it's a little bit on both sides of the coin. It's like, okay, you have to stay in the situation and serve out your karmic purpose, good or bad. You have to learn how to deal with certain situations that you're faced with, instead of saying, okay, I can't handle it, I'm gone. As opposed to being in a situation that you know you keep repeating, aka the karmic cycle, right? Where you sit in that situation. Oh, it feels good. Oh, it feels familiar. You see, now that is one of the key points. One of the key signs that you're in a karmic relationship or in a karmic cycle is when you start, you know, everything is familiar, and that's what I do. That's what I've been doing. Everything is familiar, so I want to stay there. Okay, I don't necessarily like it, but it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's my comfort zone, so I want to stay there. As opposed to, okay, no, and this is the other side of the coin. Oh, okay, I'm used to this. And you know, it feels comfortable. I'll stay here. Or, okay, this, I know this is bad. I don't feel right about it, but it's something that I'm used to doing, so I'll stay there. So that is the feelings that Capricorn fights with. So it kind of like develops this routine to stay in a cycle, to stay in a routine. A routine is an earth sign. So sometimes our routine be could easily actually karmic cycles could be easily taken for just handling a routine or doing a routine over and over again. It's just karmic cycle. So you never leave a cycle, a karmic cycle, good or bad, when you're supposed to. Yes, you're supposed to go through a cycle because the reason why you're going through that cycle, that karmic cycle, is to learn something. But if you keep staying there, you're letting the universe know that you're not learning anything. And which is what has happened in my life. You understand? So even with me having the cancers, feeling the opposite energy of cancer of I want to end situations. It's like it's like Capricorn pulling me saying, you know, with good and bad ways that no, I must serve my karma. I must do my finish up my karmic cycle. And it's so I don't want to say it's a dilemma, but it's so I don't want to say it's frustrating, but yeah, it's so confusing as on what to do at a certain time when you're serving your karma. And that is why this is life. You understand? And it's an earth sign. It's like, okay, as far as Capricorn is concerned, it was pragmatic, it was dogmatic. Okay, so do I have to be disciplined in order for me to sit down in this toxic funk? Oh yeah. Could I sit in it without getting scared? You understand? Without, becoming toxic myself. Well, I'll do that. And then you do that and you do that, you find out that you too, you're becoming as toxic as the situation that you find yourself in. And it didn't start off that way. It didn't start off that way because number one, it's kind of like when you go into a new situation, you have good intentions, you have great intentions. You're like, I'm gonna work on this, I'm gonna work on that, and it's kind of like, okay, you get a new job, boom, you get fired. You understand? Or the day you get fired is like, wow, you get what I'm saying? Wow, in a good way, wow, in a bad way, or it could be even both. And because of how confusing this Capricorn energy is, especially when you're reaching for the Cancer energy on how to stop certain cycles from repeating, it becomes very, very confusing because life itself is going to do what it needs to do. Then you have your free will, but sometimes, when it comes to karma, yeah, it's only so much of free will you could use, or you can't even use at all, because your karma, you have to serve it, you know. And that is what I was struggling with. Um, I think you understand. So now I'm able to into it, and know that it's just karmic cycles. You know, Capricorn also. I mean, if you listen to astrology, or you're into, yeah, astrology, you will know, especially tarot reading. If you're into tarot reading, you will know that Capricorn represents the sign of the devil. But a lot of times when you see the devil, right? This, I mean, if you're somewhat grown, or if you've lived life and have experience, you know that everything that is bad for you is not going to look bad. You understand? You know, sugar is not good. It's definitely not good for me, but I'm always drawn to wanting to eat candy. Maybe not candy, maybe not that type of candy, but yeah, candy. A chocolate bar or whatever. Knowing fully well that I have no business going there. Knowing fully well it kills. And that's the thing with karmic cycle. It's kind of like you're gonna learn when you get certain effects from you being drawn to certain things that you think look good. You understand? And it's just nature. You understand? And the universe, even though the universe is trying to help you, sometimes they're not, it's sometimes or a lot of times they're not going to make it easy for you, depending on your karma or depending on however they want to operate. I can't say that I know how the universe operate. I'm not saying that I know that. But, you know, the devil, you understand, lures you into things in both a good and a bad way. It teaches you a lesson. Sometimes they're harsh lessons, sometimes they're good lessons. You understand? Either way, do you need to stay for that to learn it? Well, well, I guess the universe decides that, because the way you react to certain situations, you get what I'm saying? Your tolerance level for certain situations shouldn't determine what you're really able to tolerate or put up with, just because it looks like you have a high tolerance level for something. You understand? And that is what the universe is telling you, and vice versa. Just because it looks like you don't have a high tolerance level for something, doesn't mean that you're not going to stick in that situation that you don't have tolerance level for. Oh God. Anyway, I'm laughing at myself because sometimes you try to explain something, no matter how much you try so hard, it could be hard. It could be very confusing. You understand? And I know I'm sounding confusing. Um, but that's the devil energy. The devil energy is good, is bad, is in between. It can be ugly, and you know and that is what Capricorn is teaching me. Capricorn teaches me about life. And with Capricorn people, Capricorn men, Capricorn women, especially recently now, Capricorn men, they've been showing me that life is really real. Life is real. you know it's good, it's bad, it's ugly. And also life is really what you make, is what you make it. But at the same time, you know faith is there. You could have faith, you could reach your destiny, but then there's fate. There's fate, you know and you have to face it. um yeah. And you know if I was the devil itself, which I believe, I've been in the devil energy sometimes, of course. If I was the devil, if I'm the devil, I would like to make use of what's good about myself instead of focusing on the bad, right? And that is just how life is. Whether you're God or whether you're the devil, it's kind of like, is the opposite really the opposite, or is it the same persons? From based on how I was feeling during the Capricorn season, or based on how I feel about Capricorn in general, I'll say it's the same persons. I would say God and devil is the same person, but it just depends on how you look at it. And it just depends on how you're feeling. You're either feeling like God, you're feeling like the devil. The devil could be God, and God could be the devil. You understand? And that's what's so confusing about learning your karmic lessons. You know? In some cases, the devil could be good for you. in some cases. You get what I'm saying? It's not so good. It's the same thing as God. So who is really the devil? And is God really the devil? Oh yes, I believe that. I believe that God is the devil, devil is God. It depends on the situation, you know. So, and that is and that is why I've been stuttering, figuring out life through this conjunction. Actually, this opposition is not a conjunction. But in this situation, looking at the Capricorn energy and the Cancer energy of ending a situation or working with a situation, you understand? Capricorn, it doesn't even represent career, a 9 to 5. It really is karma, because if we really look at it, do we like our job? Even if you're doing something you love, the way you may be doing it, you don't like it. you know? So it's like, and that is how the universe teaches us some interesting lessons, hard lessons. You understand? Do you want to do this even though it feels good, but it's bad? Oh, but it's bad for you or it's bad for others. Okay, do you really want to stop this? You get what I'm saying? Because because it feels good. It feels good. You understand? Do you really want to stop it? You understand? Because it feels good. The devil doesn't represent sex, so it's karmic sex. Okay, I must have sex because I feel like I'm seduced, or I'm seducing someone, or I have these feelings. Okay, do I want to have sex? Do I suppress it? If I don't do this, I will probably miss out. Okay, I go there and it turns out not to be what I thought it was. Or it turns out to be, wow, it turns out to be more than what I thought it was going to be, or it turned out to be just right. Either way I felt, either way I felt, was it even beneficial to me? Was it good? And it's like, I guess the universe is teaching us that there's a time and place where you have to have great discernment. You have to you have to understand when you have to do something bad for your own good, or something good, you know, that could be bad for someone else or for you. I'm still figuring it out. But I believe that's what the universe is teaching. The universe is teaching, what side of the devil do you want? You understand? How are you going to use this devil energy? Are you going to use it in the right way? Or are you going to use it in the bad way? Or do you have to stay in the devil energy? Or would you balance? And it's always safe to go for the answer, balance. And I believe it's true. Balance is very, very true. Even if you're in a situation, you don't have to be a certain way that other people expect you to be, just because it will be convenient for them. You can be yourself even if it's toxic, because that will be good for you. That will be yourself. That will be you expressing the devil energy in its full nature. However, there are also going to be times where you need to suppress that devil energy in order to do something pragmatic for everyone, because we're living on earth, and it's called, you know, doing the normal things. You get what I'm saying? Doing what is considered society norms. You get what I'm saying? Society's norm. You know, the society's norms. Like, are you going to go against the society? If you go against the society, you could possibly go to jail, or it's 99.9% that you're going to go to jail, or it's a very high chance that you're going to go to jail. You understand? Or, there is a very, very high possibility that you're going to be reprimanded by society, which is the same thing. Okay? Does it still need to be done? You understand? If the time or place is it's right for it, absolutely, no matter what it is. And that is just what I'm intuiting into. Be the results good or bad, there's a time for on place for everything. And that is what I guess I was able to learn. Sometimes it's like cancer, meaning the end of things, death, the home. Sometimes, that is not, ending of something is not the last resort. It's kind of like you find a way to work with things that you need to work with, and that is Capricorn. And for this reason, I would say that no matter how Capricorn may seem, whether they seem materialistic, or they use their motto "I use" to use people and things like that, you have to understand that this sign is a very selfless sign. If you really, really consider the type of sign that it is, it's a devil. It really is a devil that knows how to use its power well. You understand? Even if it's in a good and a bad way. So this sign is really, is really a force to be reckoned with. It's really badass. You understand? It's really badass, and you must respect them. You must respect them. You understand? Because I believe their lesson is like the hardest, and that is why we're on Earth, and that is why they are an Earth sign. You know, Capricorn is teaching you every day, on what you need to choose. You understand? Do you choose life or death? Choose wisely. You could choose life, but that could be death for you in a different way. You could choose death, and that could be life for you in a different way. And or vice versa. Death could be death in a good way. Life could be life. Death could be life. Could be bad, also in a bad way, and everything in between. So that is what Capricorn, I believe, innately knows, and that is what the Capricorn season teaches us. And yeah, um, and and I don't want to keep on rambling with the same thing, but I feel like I've gotten the message clear. So, if anything, I would say at the ending would be, try to balance things. You understand, with your karma, with with the things that with the things with your demons. You understand, try to balance everything. You need you need the devil, whether you like it or not. Whether people think they don't or not, you need it. You understand? If not, we wouldn't have Capricorn season. There's certain things you need. Sometimes we wish, oh, we're looking for that perfect person, we're looking for that perfect God, and then you get turned off when you find out that that person has devil qualities, and is perhaps even the devil. And that person that you thought was the devil is even more God than anything else that you thought was God before. You know, it will be like to balance, you know, being pragmatic with dealing with people, balance, ending things with people. And when you do, since you know the devil energy, you will know how to balance ending things and being on a good frequency with that person that you end things with, And or simply learn how to work with somebody, even if you don't have to work closely with them. You understand? Learn a workable relationship. And it doesn't have to be too obvious. Just focus on Capricorn and see how they're able to, you know, do things. When I see Capricorns, I don't know if I've said this in the other videos that I've done about Capricorn. Capricorns to me represent the mask, meaning not really like raccoon. You know how a raccoon, they look like they have a mask on. We're now living in a day and age where we have to put on a mask. A Capricorn is already wearing a mask all the time. You can't really tell how they feel. That's why it looks like they look mean and stuff. They could be actually mean, but if you really look at them and study how they behave, are they really mean? No. Are they overprotective? Yes. Are they homely? Yes. You know? Would they steal? Yeah, if it's to provide food, yes. Has any other animals stolen? Yes. But what is raccoon also known for? They're known for just conveniently going somewhere and taking things conveniently that they need, almost like a possum. And let's not talk about an opossum. Anyway, so yeah, mask is needed for good and for bad. You understand? And as long as there is balance, is okay. Sometimes leaning towards one extreme or the other could be just as toxic as staying in what you think is in a bad situation or even in a good situation. So I propose that everyone should try, you know, being even not really like a Taurus. I don't not really like a Taurus, like a Capricorn. Learning how to be practical about situations, and and it doesn't have to be emotional even if you're emotional about it. You just kind of follow the rules while respecting yourself and knowing fully well that if you if you in fact engage in the devil energy, you understand it for what it is, and understand that you can do it at the right place at the right time and still get consequences or not. Anyway, so this is it before I keep rambling on. I hope you were able to get some understanding of what I've been saying. I'm ready to go into the readings for Pisces because I'm too far gone into the future. I'm tired. I'm tired of thinking that it's Pisces season when it's Aquarius season. Aquarius season just started. Um, I'm don't get me wrong, I'm feeling the Aquarius season. It's just that, when I start to think about the reason readings that I need to do, I'm like, oh yeah, it's time for Pisces reading, and it's not. It's time for Aquarius reading, so it's so funny. I will get that readings going, and I hope I'm able to post these videos that I'm doing online, these recordings, because usually when I record, you understand, things are constantly changing for me, where I have to devise methods on how to post my recordings, especially if I don't do it, if I don't video record myself. You understand? If I'm doing a voice recording, you understand, it becomes a little bit tricky on how I'm gonna post things online. I'm gonna post things on YouTube, but I will do my best. Thank you so much for tuning into Intuitive Talks with your host Adanina. Stay tuned for the Aquarius readings, and I hope you enjoyed the Capricorn season. And thank you so much, Capricorn, for everything you're teaching me. I'm still learning. I am just a child of the universe, and I want to understand you and how you do things. Even though I may never fully understand you, I just want to know what I need to do in situations that I need to. And I know that that Capricorns are key in doing that, as well as all of us. We are all key, but Capricorns, thank you for your devil energy. It's not all bad, even if it is, and it's good. It's good. It's all good because we learn things. You understand, even if it's bad and ugly. You understand? I still call it beautiful. I still love the Capricorn season and everything it has to offer. Um, I love you. I love you all, and take care. And this is Adanina. I just intuited into it while connecting the dots, and also just remembering memory. Take care, everybody.